Some interesting new words from the new president in the press conference on Friday talking about COVID. Of course, he's confronting the virus, saying we've got to get 100 million doses into American arms with 100 days. Something he said about the vaccine or the virus, though, had a lot of heads turning. Let's take a listen.
If we fail to act, there will be a wave of evictions and foreclosures in the coming months as this pandemic rages on, because there's nothing we can do to change the trajectory of the pandemic in the next several months.
What? So, look, I saw this everywhere. People rightfully were like, wait, why did we elect you president if there's nothing that we can... His whole thing was, I have a plan in order to stop the virus. And so here's the real thing. The Biden team is shamelessly trying to make it and downplay expectations, saying there's nothing we can do, we inherited no plan, and all of that. It's ludicrous because it's false. All they have to do was say, we had a bad plan, there was a bad plan, now we have a good plan,
right.
A much better plan. That's real. But they're getting, despite the fact they get CNN to like shamelessly print their press release about how they inherited no plan whatsoever, or there's nothing we can do, they're trying to gaslight Americans and downplay their expectations so that they can overperform. That's fine. But we need to see more people in the press act like, look, if Trump had said anything like that, you know people would freak out.
That's
and
true.
I am not in the whataboutism game and all that, but you see something like that and you say, look, that's just objectively false. There's a lot of things that you can do. I just read a New York Times story this morning about how the next 7 weeks are the most critical weeks that we'll face because of vaccination rates and more. But it's like, it's just it undermines his own message saying things like that. It's crazy.
Well, he obviously doesn't believe that.
Of course he doesn't. Then why are you president?
Right, because they're taking, the vaccine distribution plan seems pretty good. If they can execute on that, that will do a lot to actually get the pandemic under control. He issued the mask mandate. It's just for federal government property, but he's trying to encourage mask usage across the country. Like, clearly they believe that these steps are going to have an impact. So it's just kind of a weird thing to say. But I think you're right. It's best understood as part of a political messaging attempt to downplay expectations. And once again, he may be coming into office at like an extraordinarily lucky time, because the fact of the matter is right now, the new case rate is going down.
Yeah, it's going down.
Hospitalization rate going down. Death rate appears to be going down. And it shouldn't be a huge shock. We had Christmas and a lot of people gathered, and we've kind of gotten through the worst of that, and maybe things really are on the downswing. Arguing against that is that we have this new variant, and so who knows what's going to happen there. But he may actually catch a really lucky break, which would be a lucky break for all of us, that cases and everything are going down without him really doing much of anything. But it was a funny moment. And clearly they're trying to set expectations really super low so that they can ultimately surpass them. It might be a smart political strategy, but as you said, it'd be nice to see the press being a little more accurate and a little more pressing with their questions. This one also is just sort of hilarious. Yeah. Governor Cuomo of New York wants us all to know that we shouldn't get cocky with this virus. Let's take a listen.
Never get cocky with COVID. Truer words were never spoken. I'll take credit for that quote. Never get cocky with COVID.
Yes, I will take credit.
God.
That's not cocky at all. One of the things about being cocky about COVID is maybe writing a book about COVID before it's even over.
Remember that we should have grabbed the poster that he did for this segment that had the mission accomplished and
This guy drives me crazy because the thing is, he has a high approval rating. Most of the people in the state of New York like Cuomo. They approve of his handling of the virus. You can kill, people in nursing homes. I'm not saying he did it intentionally, but, inadvertently, given what he did, and they never apologized for it. You can write a book about your victory over coronavirus. And you can say, never get cocky with COVID. And you can take credit for the quote, never get cocky with COVID. And apparently, your constituents will still like you.
As long as you give an Emmy Award-winning
the Emmy
presentation at your press conferences.
Man.
It does just show you how low the bar has been set for the American people, where if you just go out and at least take some questions and pretend like you're in control of this thing, they will give you so much credit. It really doesn't take that much.
No words,
Amazing
please.
moment.
No words.
All right, more Rising for you after this.